It is just the beginning of this long wintry event as winter weather is roaring on in. We have winter storm warnings for these counties all up and down the lakeshore and winter weather advisories further inland. The impacts low to moderate in that winter weather advisory area. We've seen a number of those, but we have not seen a winter storm warning yet. That's moderate to high impacts due to the wintry weather. You can see a lot of snow on the radar. Many of the area interstates have snow-covered and slippery roads. If not, it's just wet. Other than that, you can see there are a few incidents. One of our things came up here on the map, but you can see a lot of yellows and oranges with even a few crashes already taking place. Low visibility. It's improved a little bit, but nonetheless, visibilities are down. Out at the airport, half a mile. Probably some flight delays because it's very hard to see to land in that kind of weather. Over at the WGHN tower cam, normally you can see the lakeshore. You can't because the visibilities over there are down to about a quarter to a half mile. These visibilities will stay low for the next several hours as this first initial area of snow moves on up. The one has moved north of Big Rapids that came through earlier. Another second round coming through most of Ottawa and Kent counties further to the south, down through Allegan County and Barrie County as well. Back to the west, there are blizzard warnings in effect for portions of Iowa as the winds are kicking on in, and even wind chill watches and wind chill advisories to the north because there's a lot of Arctic air coming on down. Cold front is going to be moving through West Michigan after midnight. The winds will change to the west. It will go from a heavy wet snow to a light, fluffy, wind-driven snow as temperatures drop into the teens here by late tonight, early tomorrow morning. And when winds gust to over 40 miles per hour, it's dropping wind chills into the single numbers, both above and below zero. That's where we are headed here over the next several days. Right now, 30 out at the airport, low 30s down to the south, but snow just about everywhere now, and will drop from 20 to 16 here tomorrow evening by this time. And then highs will be in the teens, overnight lows in the single numbers. Wind chills may be at or below zero. Closer look at how much snow we may end up with. That's a little bit later on. Well, winter is finally roaring in. It's going to be very cold and very snowy over the next 10 to 14 days or so. Starting tonight, 13 weather ball is blinking bright for the heavy, wet, greasy kind of snow in sight before it transitions to the fluffier lake effect snow. And much colder weather in view. That's why the 13 weather ball is blue. And this view sponsored by Countryside Greenhouse of Allendale. Let's start with how warm it was today. We'll have fond memories of this about 2 weeks from now. We will not see the mid 30s. Average high is 31. We beat that by a lot today and missed by 1 on our temperature forecast. Nonetheless, 2 days in a row within 3 degrees. Tomorrow we'll start with our high temperature at daybreak at 20. Well, actually after midnight, but during the day, 20 dropping to 16, and that'll be our target here tomorrow. Windy all day long with a west wind, and there'll be lake effect snow showers that will reduce visibility. Winds will be gusting, especially late tonight as the cold front moves through. It'll shift the winds from the south to the west, and we'll see wind gusts to 35 to 40 plus miles per hour through the middle of the day tomorrow, and they won't be much better on Saturday. Snow came in like you know what coming in here earlier this afternoon. The heavier bands now all the way up towards Saginaw and Cadillac. We have a good deal of snow falling here in the greater Grand Rapids zone. It is that heavy, wet, greasy kind of snow. Kind of tough to shovel because it's so heavy. But once this cold front goes through and introduces the Arctic air, when that comes over the Great Lakes, it's going to generate a lot of lake effect, which is usually lighter and fluffier snow, and it blows around quite a bit. This is the 7 o'clock projection. There may be even some mixed rain and snow at the lakeshore, but it'll be all snow here by 11 o'clock. And then that cold front going through, you can kind of see the wind changing here. Lake effect snow after midnight diminishes a little bit, but the roads are still going to be kind of tough here during the day tomorrow. On and off snow showers throughout the day, especially west of 131. And then tomorrow night, it will calm down after about midnight. Saturday night, we'll see that same thing in the evening. There'll be a little bit of a flare-up of some snow, so it's going to be tough travel also on Saturday night before it winds down a little bit on Sunday. And when I say wind down, it just won't be quite as intense. There'll be snow on and off probably for the next 10 days or so. This is one of our in-house models showing at least 4 to 6 inches of snow. Most of that will come this evening, and then on top of that, we'll see even more. By the time we get through this long-range period, we will probably be measuring snow in feet. This is the European model all the way out through Valentine's Day. This is 15 to 18 inches worth of snow, and this is based on 10-to-1 ratio. So there could be almost double this in some areas, especially at the lakeshore. And this is our American model showing a couple of feet of snow over the next 10 days or so. So for that, we got windy conditions coming up here tomorrow, and winter storm warning remaining in effect until at least 7 p.m. These are 5 o'clock temperatures around 14 to 16. That's our target for tomorrow. Up north, lesser impacts inland, but nonetheless, winter weather all the way down to 14 to 15 by 5 o'clock. And here in the greater Grand Rapids area, we'll drop down to around 15 or 16. We'll see a very breezy west wind, so any lake effect snow will be limiting visibility and blowing across especially the north-south roads. 13 on your side forecast. No 30s, and in fact, no 20s over the next 10 days. We'll see readings in the teens for highs and pretty much single-digit lows. Lots of lake effect snow, about 2/3 to 3/4 of the area, all the way through at least next Wednesday. We might get a bit of a break as winds will be more north-northeast, and then more lake effect snow the following weekend. So here we go. It took until February to finally get winter.
Hey, well, you know, better late than ever, I suppose.
Okay.
Thank you, George.